the fear and the anger and the hate just so prevalent these days. I was talking to a good friend this morning, and we share a lot of the good stuff here on the Washboard page. Thanks all of y'all for tuning in and following along. And speaking of which, if you'll sound off maybe where you're at and where you're listening to us from, and I always enjoy reading all those comments. You can rest assured that over the course of the evening and tomorrow and the next few days, I'll be taking a look at them, and I always enjoy your thoughts and comments. You know, we talk a lot about principles that formed us as people, and I wonder sometimes if the younger set almost loses hope that there's just no way to return back to that. We can in certain simple ways. We look back at things in a nostalgic fashion, and I think we all do that as we get older. But we have to realize we're living in the day we're in and not promised tomorrow. And we need to look up and to have the hope, right? But I guess all of us want some sort of control in our life, whether we be a believer or a non-believer. You say no? No? You don't? I'd counter that. If you go to the store, buy a bill of groceries, as Mima used to say, or just picking up a few things, you go to the checkout. Whatever the clerk tells you it is, you give her the cash or him the cash or the card or whatever you're using, and you don't try to balance it necessarily. You just accept it as it is. But boy, when you pull up to that gas tank and you go to fill up that gas tank, if it gets to $23 and you're topping it off, and let's say it clicks there at $23.28. You just can't stand it, can you? You got to get it to that even amount, and you keep going. Then you run past $24. Well, now you got to get to 25. Lo and behold, you messed up and clicked it too long. It's $25.01, but you're about to spill over the top. Times past, I've spilled over the top to get to that next even number. But think about that. Funny is us as human beings, regardless of our beliefs, we want to control something, and we'll stand there and waste 15 minutes of our time, a penny click at a time, just to get to that even number. I know some folks have said that it's to balance the checkbook, but that argument doesn't really work when you accept whatever total you're at when you're buying groceries or whatever, right? You don't sit there and keep finding items in the store to get it to an even amount, right? So there's your little test to see how much you're wanting to control, right? I think we're funny that way. I think we could do better just to relax a little bit and put our trust above and keep a little hope in our tank, right? Instead of worrying about that next nickel that comes down the pipe. I'm working on it. On another note, get on my little soapbox here. If you put your stock in a man, you are behind the curve. That's another one that Dad has always taught me through different ministers or heroes in your life. That's not where it's at. Man is fallible. He's going to make mistakes. You got to look past that to the good and the light that he might shine. But as Christians, I see a lot of us fearful, and we talk about that a lot, don't we? Well, in my book, I heard a gentleman say this the other day, and it resonates. Fear is looking backward, right? You know, running in fear, looking backward. Faith is driving forward with your eyes set on the prize. And I'll be honest with you, for those of you that are believers like I am, you're destroying your witness as you're fearful today. Concern is one thing, fear is another. And if I was someone looking for some peace and some solace and hope, I think I'd have to pass by you, because if you're fearful and you've got a God that you serve, I don't guess I want any part of that, because that's what I got now, right? I don't know if you've ever driven a car backwards, but if you're looking forward, going 60 miles an hour, that's all right. But try going forward, looking backward at 60. That's going to be a wreck that will be one for the record books, right? So let's do better as believers and spread that kindness and that hope and that love. And whatever happens, God's still on the throne. If you believe like that, live like that. And let's squash the hate that's surely to come by those that don't believe. Learn to love, right? I guess that would be my message tonight. No matter what, we serve the ruler of rulers. And he's got it in control. Whether it goes your way or not, he'll make it work.